Hello Aquarius, and welcome to your reading for the month of March, and we're going to be using the Illustrated Herbarium by Maya Toll, and your card is going to give you an overview of which plant ally you can work with for the best effect this month. But remember to check out your moon and rising sign for additional information. So for this month, Aquarians, we have Valerian. We almost rhyme. Aquarian, Valerian, and your main message is going to be to release rigidity. Wonderful. So this is the bigger image from the book, so you can get a much better screenshot of it. Much bigger, much shinier, much brighter. We can get a nice, good look. Isn't that lovely? A sleeping kitty. So Valerian. So we're going to have a look at what Maya has to say about the card itself, and then we are going to have a deep dive. Valerian stands tall in the garden. Her stem stiff to compensate for a hollow core, but don't let her upright stance fool you. Valerian dreams of being a cat. Now I've got everybody wants to be a cat in my head. In her efforts to become more mammalian, she's evolved into an animal-like oil that acts as perfume to those with feline proclivities, while smelling like sweaty gym socks to the rest of us. Okay, why a cat, you ask? Valerian's been watching felines, has come to the gleeful conclusion that cats are rather shameless and more content because of it. Oh my god, I love this. I want to be a cat. She asks you to aspire to a life free of self-flagellation and daily denigration. Ooh, powerful stuff. Let's reread that line. She asks you to aspire to a life free of self-flagellation and daily denigration. Valerian begs you to relax your armoured body, your stiff thoughts, your rigid emotions, and then join her for a shameless afternoon nap. The reflection in the booklet here is exploring shame. Shame is the feeling you get when you behave in a way that's antithetical to your ideas. We've all experienced big shames, necessary learning moments that allow us to fine-tune our moral compass. But when we allow our thinking to become overly rigid or self-righteous, we create a million corrosive smaller shames. This is a really beautiful image. Think about when you last felt ashamed. What ideal did you not live up to? Looking back, was your shame attached to unnecessarily rigid thinking? Is there a way to be kinder while still being true to yourself? Ooh, the balance between being kind and being true, interesting. And there's a quote here by Seth Godin, which actually plays on the Dune quote, which I love about fear. So here, shame is the dream killer, because shame, or the possibility of shame, amplifies our fear of fear, keeps us from contributing, and short-circuits our willingness to explore. The ritual for Valerian is rest. Valerian only wants one thing from you, Aquarius, this month: an afternoon nap. Especially if you have the idea that naps are lazy, languorous, or too luxurious for you to indulge in. When and if you can, find a sunny spot and curl up for 10 minutes, which is 10 to 20 minutes, which is the ideal length of time for napping, because it allows your body to deeply relax without your mind dropping into REM. You might want to set an alarm for that if you're anything like me. The cat nap. Research has found when we are left to our own devices, humans do one big sleep at night and a second shorter sleep in the afternoon. So not napping is actually unnatural. You are hardwired for an afternoon siesta. If you know you're going to have a late night, preemptive napping for up to 2 hours is the way to go. And as with all things, one size does not fit all. Some people are not good nappers. Instead, listen to your body. Wow, Aquarius, this is a really interesting plant spirit for you guys to be deeply connecting to. That's fascinating. I mean, valerian is, of course, used for sleep in a lot of like its medical uses and things of that nature. So it makes sense that when looking at its energy for you, it's going to be very, very much about the way in which you pause and rest. And so I feel like we're looking at what happens if you are feeling overwhelmed from the month of March, and really taking it in to your routine and making sure you get enough time to rest, making sure that you are being kind to yourself. Valerian in witchcraft is associated with water and Venus, so it can easily be a lot of emotional overwhelm from a place of like you're feeling very emotional about certain things going through the month of March. And actually, cat purring is known to be healing. You know how they climb up on your heart and they can purr and they cuddle in, and that's been proven to be deeply healing. So that's not surprising, that kind of crosses over a little bit. It's also associated with the goddess Bast from the Egyptian pantheon, so more cat associations. And she also has that playful nature. So there may be, things to consider in there. Are you listening to your body? Now, this is going to be a very interesting thing for you to consider this month, Aquarius. Because if your body is telling you need to rest, you need to nap, you need to stop overdoing it, you need to have all these plates spinning at every moment of the day, you need to do that before you get sick. Because the natural consequence to ignoring it is that you can have like a very high anxious stress response, and that will have a really nasty impact on your headspace this month in particular if you don't listen to your body. If you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, it's going to be, it's going to be difficult. Here's an interesting tidbit about valerian that I wanted to share with you guys. Apart from the fact that cats have a similar reaction to it as catnip, legend has it that the Pied Piper of Hamelin used valerian to attract the rats when luring them out of town. So that's an interesting little tidbit of a legend of folklore, to pull out something, to remove it, to like lull it to sleep. So there is that vibe happening in the plant spirit for you this month. There is a lulling, a lilting, a desire to go elsewhere, to shift your energy, to explore your dreams and overcome anything that's standing in the way. And as I mentioned earlier, shame is likely what is going to be at the root of what can make you feel like you're not good enough. So don't allow that. And if you've got that negative self-talk going on, give it a rest, because it's not going to help you or get you anywhere this month, Aquarius. Take care of yourselves, you wonderful, gorgeous air sign you. You're creative, and sometimes that creative process also means downtime without shame. Okay, darlings, that is it for your monthly reading. If you would like more, you can find it on Patreon, where we do a weekly reading. And if you're on the correct tier, you can get your own personalised monthly reading. Many blessings, my darlings, and I'll talk to you soon.